Hey everybody, good afternoon. Looks like we've got funny to me to see the I guess the ranking. Who's chatting the most? Erdy, welcome. Don, Frank, Diane, Andre, Pauline, Scott, Gary, Man. Hey everybody. So we've got, let's see, there we go. We've got July tariffs. I guess they punted on it yesterday. He basically signed executive order. Anything he didn't write a letter for, he punted to August and sent letters to like 14 countries. You know, talking about how blah 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 tariff was going to be implemented. If you don't play, let's make a deal. I don't think the market really gives up two flying flips about it. Honestly, I think it was just an excuse back in April, Liberation Day, to just sell everything. Now here we are, sitting at all-time highs. What's the next catalyst? Hey, Kimberly, my favorite subscriber. Earnings, maybe the next catalyst, right? So, July tariffs, a big, nobody gives a flying flip. Earnings coming up starting, I mean, I guess we have Delta this week, and then we really ramp up with financials next week. So, we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they kind of hum along, and then we start ramping up financials next week. So we'll talk a few things and then take your requests as always. Um, yeah, doesn't look like we have many people on the stream at the moment, so we'll chit chat for a minute. And I guess before I do that, I'm supposed to read this. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation is intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument, including stocks, options, bonds, forex, futures, cryptos, treasuries. Don't trade them. You might lose money. If you desire personal financial advice, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor, which is not what I'm doing. I don't play one on YouTube. I don't pretend to be a financial advisor. So be careful. You might lose money. All that said, S&P 500, interesting day, really, when it boils down to it. We did this 15-minute bounce yesterday, or today, however you want to look at it. Here was the high. There was a low right at the roadmap line. We might go lower. I mean, it's possible. We came up to the 50, didn't get to the 618, didn't poke through, didn't do a major retrace, although go with that low, go with that high. We kind of hung out right here grinding pretty much the entire freaking day. And I mean, we had the initial, like if you go with the initial thing we did, up, retrace, kind of 50%, move up again, and came right back down. So not really a 5 up, not really anything clear off of that low. Just overlapping crap. Not my favorite. That move up, I can't point to anything. That's like move up, retrace, move up, retrace, move up, retrace, move. Yeah. So this crap right here might lead to a second move down. That's what I'm afraid of. Right there. That high, that low, that high. If we were to take that spill, we'd be looking at something right down in this vicinity, 6150. That would be the 30-minute. Yeah. So we might go down to a 30-minute. The 1 hour, considerably further down. So we'd be looking at a 30-minute potential hit. First move down, retrace, second move down. Potential right in there. That's what it looks like. Look at the futures, see if we can glean any further information, confirmation. Not really a 5 up. Sloppy Susan right there. And was this the high? High 2689. High right there. Yeah, so that one was the high. This one was a lower high. 3 down. Ambiguous up. Retrace. So it's it's possible that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it doesn't look very likely. 1, 2, 3, retrace, move up, retrace. Yeah. I don't know. So resistance is right here. And support is right here. This whole big move down. See, the interesting thing is we've got all this extra price action on the 4th of July, the 6th, and then the 7th we took this spill on Monday, yesterday. So play around in here until we either break out or break down. Yeah, here's the support down here. Here's the resistance up here. Stay in between would be what I think. That's it right there. That's it. Trying to figure it out, but I sit here and watch it all day, and I'm sitting here trying to glean any kind of indication. This one looks a little more clear right here. That move 1, 2, 3, really baby 4, 5. 1, 2, 3 retrace, move up. 1, 2, 3 retrace. That might be indicating we're going higher. That might be the one telling the tale here. If this turns bullish, looking for a break above basically 23,000, and then continuation should get us up to 23,143. Probably get another pullback, another expansion, another pullback before we go on, if we're going higher. This could be the end, though. That might be the end of it. Whatever blow off we do right there could wrap this baby up. So we could do, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this move be the end. And we start something more sinister to the downside. So, yeah. Be careful. That's what I would say. Be careful. Looking at Russell. Just chopping around. Oil. Pushing through. Well, be careful right here. That right there pushed through the roadmap line right there. That is a close above. If we get that break through the 618 off of this high to this low, 2-day drop, if we get that breakout, probably the next stop maybe 90, if not 100. And that can go pretty quick. And we could be up there in a few days. What might cause it? Any kind of crazy restart of the war. Like this is a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Quick retrace. Potential breakout here. This is the way. So this is the level to watch right here. Right around 60 or 72. Was it 72.25? Let's see, what is it? Yeah, oh, 73. Right at 73. So watch 73. We break above. May have resistance at 82, but this could lead to a bigger upside very quickly. Right there. When I say bigger upside, I'm talking about some up here right at 100. Shoot up there, retrace, and then get a final move like that. And that would be spicy. After years of not really doing much at all. Now, potential is we break back lower and go down to 50 also, but Be careful. Be careful betting on oil right now. I am long oil. Looking for that pop. Minimal risk. Gold looks like we're going to retrace. First move down, retrace, lower high. First move down, retrace. Something potentially around 3,000, possibly as low as 2,800. Right there. Bitcoin looks like the windup. If we can break above, that is a slightly higher high than here, slightly lower high than here. I'd love to see this break and go. First move up, retrace. Next move up, and we need some continuation at this point. It's probably the final throws of the Bitcoin move. Ethereum, not really being interesting. NKD, we get this breakout, could be pretty big. Got this high back here, we've got this low right here, and 44, 45, even 50,000. So resistance here, and then big target, aggressive target up here. See what happens there. Dollar, not looking super strong. Not looking super strong. Brent, European crude, also has that potential to break out. 5 up, retrace. Not pushing through the roadmap yet. On the daily chart, if we get through that on Brent and light crude and West Texas Intermediate, they're both above that. We could see rocket ships. Gasoline already starting to look like that. Gasoline already making a bullish move. Kind of double topped here. We might see that break out and run. You see gasoline up here, $3. After having the lowest 4th of July in however many years. Heating oil, back tested the roadmap line. This looks very bullish. This is diesel fuel. Boom, could be up here at $3. Got 270, 280, $3. That's just the next potential move. And if things were extra spicy on the upside, could be up here at 350, possibly even $4. You can see it shoot up here, retrace, and come on up here. $4. Natural gas back on the roadmap line. That was a 3 up, so there is potential this goes lower low. Did not get bullish proportions here. That could be trend down, retrace. We could actually push this on down. I was expecting to rally back up to the highs, but looks like we may actually push this down to 250 to 270 on natural gas. Silver needs a retrace back to the roadmap line, 33. Copper, Dr. Copper. Look at that breakout. Holy shnikes. Yep, looks like we're going bullish. May go on a epic run higher. Wow. Color me impressed. That move, that move, that move. We could be heading to $8 on copper. That's what it looks like. Lumber has never been the same after they goofed with it. Not a clear pattern. Nothing. Wheat back to the lows. Corn back to the lows. Look at 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're probably gonna get a lower low. And that lower low might be, let's see. First move down off the retrace. We could push corn down to this level down here. Sugar still looks like we're in a downtrend. First move, second move. Potential to come on back down to $10 per 100 pounds. Pork starting to take off. We had lean cattle taking off. Now we got pork starting to catch up. We could get up to 136. Right up there. And beef. No sign of letting up. It's like 226, and if we get above that, 286. That's per 100 pounds on the hoof. Interest rates, all that stuff you can request if you want to. Still looking kind of nasty there. Palladium, not really breaking out yet. Other precious metals, still kind of stuck on these highs right here. We've got these two highs we made on the way down, and we just scraping the bottom of that and rejecting it. So palladium needs to break above that to get going. PAL would be the way to play. It's still got some catching up to do if we're going to break out. So once it gets above this 115 area, probably going to run. Platinum, on the other hand, that it's going. This is probably going to take a... It consolidated forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Now it looks like we're going to take a run up here to 2,000. Back up here. Probably happen pretty quickly. That puts the PPLT this up around 160. Misclicked. Down, get that down. Ah, come on. There we go. 160 conservative, 190 if we were really spicy, right up there. Beautiful upside potential on PPLT. Alrighty. There you go. That's kind of my high level analysis on futures and kind of a few things here and there, some opportunities. I will take requests. So channel members, green names with stars by your names, you get priority access. I'll hit all those as long as I can, and then we'll circle back around, pick up everybody else. As long as it's not too long or too late, I'll hit everybody I can. Hey, General Rush and Lieutenant Colonel Goose, both in the house. Good to see you both. And Timo. Thermal Fisher, how low can she go? So at this point, we have a move down, a retrace, another move down, and 1, 2, 3. This may consolidate in a 4 for some amount of time before we get the final flush. That would be what I expect. Right there on Thermal Fisher. So that's a ABC down, ABC up, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Somewhere down in the 375 to 325 area, maybe as low as 300. That would be what I expect. And it could take another couple years to finish that up on the downside. Dun, 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 dun. Carry. Regional banks. I mean, maybe we can break out here. Maybe. That looks like 1, 2, and A, B, C with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I don't like to move up, but it does tip kind of the scales here that we're going to see a pop on up to 73. Don't like this price action, but doesn't negate anything. I mean, it's like doesn't disprove potential. Like that looks like a leading diagonal. That looks like just a crap retrace, and this looks like a crap move up off the lows. So Not very clear on KRE as far as what it might be trying to prove. All right, cybersecurity, and we mentioned that one back before. It's at the targets. If you took that trade, might want to consider booking it. 88 further upside, possibly to 96, but the higher it climbs on the fib ladder, the more likely it is to fall off. So up to there, we poked up, retraced, poked up, maybe another retrace, poke up even further, retrace, poke up even further. If we're gonna climb, we could just consolidate and climb. The longer we hover here, if you got shares, sell calls against it. If you just wanted to book the profit, don't want to write it down, there you go. It's kind of like Rocket Lab, I am aggressively selling calls at 39. Right there. Because we hit the freaking target. There's potential that I ride this all the way back down to 22, which is below my entry point. Except I keep selling those calls and bringing in a good chunk of money, so my cost basis keeps dropping well on down below 25 at this point. Now, if we spike this week, I get called out. If we don't spike this week and we keep hovering right around this area, I'm going to try to sell 44s. If we just keep grinding this right here. So, got to keep it in perspective. BE, Bloom Energy. Here's the high, here's the low. We're hanging right here. Maybe we're going to get the push higher. I mean, that's if it follows the pattern. 32. Does it have to? Never has to. Nothing ever has to. It's been a long sideways chop. Hasn't really gone anywhere for 6 years. It's not really a trending stock. Just kind of a sideways choppy stock. So even if we ran up to 32, it's still not getting higher. It's not really trending at all. So be careful. It's your money, but be careful. IBM. That one, look at that monster. Monster extension, 300. Watch out. Sell the calls against your shares or set your stop because the ride down can be vicious and full of losses at 250. Right there on the roadmap line right now. Yep. Maybe like, well, I don't believe it's going to pull back. Look at this. See how exponential up, paused a minute, pull back. Yep, pull back. Up, chop, pull back. Up. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're at a point where that move and that move are the same size. That can be finito, and we get a pullback back down to that 250 area. It's classic on how things move. Look at bigger pullback, bigger pullback, bigger pullback. This thing moves in some bigger pullbacks. Did a whole lot of nothing for, that was like 8 years. Did this for 8 years. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, 7 years. Eight years if you count to here. Yeah, be careful. IBM can go back to sleep. Doesn't have to keep running right now. All right, moving on down. SBET is a dangerous piece of stock. Do I think it's going back to 120? I don't know. The big red flag around here for me. Dun, dun, dun. Do not touch it. Hot stove. Burn my hand too many times. Is that reverse split right there? I have burned my account too many times on things that reverse split. So it's just like a don't trade that. I don't care what the opportunity is. For me, it's not worth it. For you, I don't know. You may be like, I like trading garbage. I'm going to trade this thing because I love meme stocks. Now, I say meme stocks. Let me pull. I had this on the morning show. I guess it was yesterday. All right. Where did Discord go? There it is. Oh, I closed it. Genius. That was a genius move right there. Close the chart. Right here. Let's pull this baby over. I want to pull it over. There we go. This right here is it's basically a meme stock list. This right here has the highest amount of retail traders ownership out of all the stock outstanding. Be careful trading these things. That there's a lot of crypto in here, a lot of speculation. SBET kind of falls in this trap here. Be careful. This thing was never $275. It has a reverse split here, has a reverse split here, has a reverse split here. This company is not good. The management of this company is not good at providing shareholder value. There's another one back here. They are good at creating decline in their stock price over the long term. They didn't, this is kind of like they didn't magically figure out some new hack to make value for their company. All right. These are gamblers. I mean, they literally have bet in their ticker. And they're gamblers, probably degenerates. They're probably going to eventually take this thing down to zero. Just be careful. Just be careful. All right. Next up, BEPC. Click on our BEPC. It's not some kind of miracle gonna turn it around story. Everybody loves a story, right? Like you get sucked into these. You're like, oh man, somebody wrote a captivating piece of whatever, talking about how they figured out how to turn it around, and it's a turnaround story, and I want to invest in it, and it looks good, and we're gonna go higher. But this stock chart looks like crap. Has a reverse split hiding in here. See it right over there. I think it's reverse split. Might be a regular split. Let's see. A weird regular split. Weird regular split hiding in there. It's not a strong. It's not a chart of strength and trending. It's just a bunch of chop. Three years making lower moves. Move up, retrace, move up. It's not even clean. That's three-wave move. That's three-wave move. That's three-wave move. Probably going lower. Probably going lower. All right. Looking on down the list. Cigna. Even this is just chopping. I mean, I had a conversation with a young man that came to my house for 4th of July. I was like, 70% of stocks just kind of chop around any given time. This is a sideways consolidation for a couple years now. Maybe we're working on being done on it. We've got this move up. Looks like 3 waves. We've got this move. It's not very clear. It's just not very clear. We've got this move here. We've got this move here. We've got this almost overlap. Potential 3-wave retrace. Went really deep. 76. Maybe we could get a measured bounce cooking here. It's going to take a break back above this high right there. Got this high. We got this low. This stuff right here is the resistance. That move right there, not the most bullish move. If we break that back below that, might be heading on down further. If we can break above here, potential to come on up. Maybe the 400. Maybe. It's not a strong chart. I have a list of strong looking stuff. It's over here. This stuff is stuff I'm watching for potential bullish plays. A lot of it I'm trading in the 50K challenge. Well, a lot of it, I pick 5, basically. Top 5 is what I'm trading here. You can see Merck, DJT, Merck, Docu. Look at the trades. Rocket Lab, Delta Airlines, VIX. That was protection. Nike, bullish. Lennar was a 1. That was an earnings play. Rocket Lab, Docu. You see frequent flyers here. Reddit played it up to the resistance. Merck played it again. DJT played it again. GME played earnings, I think it was. It was a short-term play, just a couple days. Celsius played that up into the resistance. Then I backed off of it. You see Celsius in here quite a bit. And I stopped when I got to resistance. Delta, I stopped when we got to resistance. Then we pulled back, held support, and I got back on it. So they're not necessarily always plays. We're almost to 3 months. Getting close. That's 17th. Coming up. 9 more days. We've had 3 months in here. 3 months in the game. How we doing? 3 months. 8 grand. Actually up more than that because of Rocket Lab. Right here. I might know a thing or two about, getting it right. Now, they took that as a loss, but profit and loss was 0. So that was a scratch. That one too, scratch. Those were both called out. Actually made money, even though it says they're scratch. Right there you go. Does this look like your account? Are you up last 3 months? Right here. So don't trade garbage. Be careful. Sideways choppy stuff, not really indicating any clear trend. If you're in it for some reason, like you work for the company, you got stock options, it's a different story. But just getting involved here, not so strong. Don't mean to pick on you, Pauline. Just be careful. MRK, there's a potential for this to have bottomed. There's also potential for this to come on down further. Potential bottom here. I do expect it to rally up to the roadmap line at the minimum. If it gets there, I'm probably going to be off of it again until we see if it pokes through, holds resistance, and can go higher. All right, there is potential. This rally's on up here. It's a nice potential. It's a double. But big, but it has to actually break through. This reminds me a lot of where Celsius was. For those of you that were hanging out with me back when Celsius kind of bottomed out. When I got interested in it right in here, I wrote it down. I got in it in December. I wrote down, and then it popped up to the roadmap line, retraced, started selling more calls, popped up, started selling more calls. And then when it took me out at 40, when it broke through 40 right here, I was off of it. I'm expecting it to pull back again. I think that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up potential. That move up, projected off that low, right there at the ideal spot to top out. Looking for that retrace. Back down to the same vicinity right here. Back to 35. We get back down there, back on the potential to sell call list, or potential to sell puts list. Potential to buy shares. When we can ride the next move. So it would be a potential first move up, retrace, back in that vicinity, somewhere around 35, 36. And then the next move can take us up here. 78. That'd be a double from 35. That's the kind of stuff I'm chasing after. That's what I'm trying to get. All right. So Merck, the play is limited up to the roadmap line right now. That's where resistance is. Right in there. Support here at the bottom. But if we break that, there's potential to come on down to 63. So yes, I'm willing to risk that. I might get stuck in it for a while before we bounce. Made it. And today's sponsor is Made. And let's see. Surprised to see Ford and American Airlines on that list. Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? Ford and American Airlines. It just means there's high retail trader. Like retail bought the crap out of Ford during the pandemic for whatever reason, and they just keep holding on to it. But the chart looks absolute horrible. Like this is not the sign of a bullish chart at the moment. Actually, it looks like it wants to get some bearish continuation. It's a scary thing here. Had the pop. Now over here, I made a video. It looked like we were going to break out and go. Then we proceeded to muck that right the fudge up, broke the pattern, and curve, set up this kind of rainbow down potential. Now, there's another thing I've recently seen that had this rainbow pattern and then broke out and took a shot at a higher high. Possible we do that, but right now, I wouldn't put my money in this. And AAPL. So when you look at this, maybe it's a 5 up, but that's a deep move, and it's like dead cat bounced right here. It came down pretty hard, bounced up, didn't make it through the roadmap line, and then just ping-ponged. Like eventually, it may get its crap together and break out, but it looks like it's going to sit here for a little bit. That was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it went really deep on the retrace. Really deep, and doesn't seem to have any conviction for getting off the bottom here. We've been sitting at that bottom since we got down here in April of 2020. Hadn't really gone anywhere. Don't expect it to go anywhere. It may come back. It may make a lower low before it can go somewhere. Right there. So, gotta be careful on some of these. And let's see, Mara. If we get lucky, this will break out. If we don't get lucky, well, I don't want to think about it. That's a potential 5 up. That's a 3-wave retrace. Next potential move up. Off this low. So we have this low back here. We have this potential move up right here. Retrace into this low, higher low. Move up, retrace. Next big potential move. Got to do it, but you know, the most conservative targets, 37.40. More aggressive stuff, maybe 60. If things get spicy, retrace, and then get that final move. Maybe we can get triple digits, but maybe we stall out just at the prior high. I mean, there's always potential we could get up to 102. Things have to go really right. First move up, retrace. Next move up. So there's layers of points where I might get out. It's 40-50 area, 60-70 area, 80 prior high area, and then 102 would be my, we got it. Nothing's really changed. Still has potential to go to 130. But when I look at this over here, lower high, lower high. That's in my thoughts at this point that we might make another lower high. Yeah, so got to be careful there. The bullish list is right here. BA, APLD, Siri, Wing, MO, SMR, Love, Win, INSM, Lulu, CC, WBD, GES, DAL, DOCU, RKLB, CELH, UAL, NKE, MRK, PFE, DJT, CHWY, CAVA, CROX, DG, DLTR, and any of those may or may not be have the bottom in place. Some of those, especially like Lulu, have potential to go down to a support level slightly lower than where we are before they turn around. But big picture, all of these have the potential to make a much bigger, higher high. Some of them have resistance on the way to get there. They're just on my list of stuff to potentially be able to sell. Now, they may or may not have weekly options at this point. I haven't double checked for all that. They may not be tradable, but this is a list of stuff that I'm kind of watching for potentially bullish charts. Right there. My personal list for hunting for trades for the 50K challenge. Right there. You wonder where the list comes from. Today, I spent some time and filled out this list. And it's got almost everything on it that I'm watching right now. There's a few more that come and go. Why not Mara? Because maybe it just does that lower high. Why not BTBT? Because I'm looking for quality stuff. I'm looking for stuff that generally, it doesn't have to, but generally it's mid cap or big cap. Mid cap, big cap. Usually I'm looking for like a $5 billion market cap. There's a few in here that don't meet that requirement. There's a few exceptions. It's got to be a good looking chart. You know, Sirius does have a reverse split in here. Danger. So you're going to have to really prove it to get my money involved. So Got to be careful. All right. Just because it's a potentially bullish list doesn't mean I'll ever place a trade on all of them. All right. Got to the bottom of the list. So I'm going to circle back up, pick up people that I missed. Just regular channel subscribers. If you're still here, make sure you give me a like, thumbs up, share with a friend, phone a friend, share with a friend. All right. Let's see. ATLX. Well, that looks like a garbage chart. I wouldn't trade that with anybody's money here. That's got massive reverse split. No. Nope, nope. So much nope. IONQ. Some of those on the weekly chart for IONQ. Now we've done the bubble and the retrace. We've done a bubble and a big retrace. Potentially coming up off the lows here. That big high, that big low. If we can take it higher, 59.47 right there. I'm not saying we will. It may fail. Potential is here though to extend that on up. First move up, retrace. We may double top it. This one may not be able to, because of the way it pulled back right here. We may come up just right in this area and then come back down. Got that gap down off of that high. That's the problem. See, we rejected that gap down before. We may reject the gap down again. That's the danger, is because we gapped down off that high and we haven't filled it yet. Don't know that it can get the breakout without gap filling and getting a retrace. It's just the dynamics of a gap fill. Coin still has the upside targets. There's nothing really changed on this one. Nothing has changed at all. Here's the high, here's the low. Touch the first target, 373. Next target up, 398. Right there, nothing's really changed. PepsiCo. Watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. This could go on a bigger retrace back down into the 95, 97 area. Right back down in here. Yep. Be careful. First move down, retrace. 100 to 123. It's possible we're done right now, but it sure does look like it wants to reach one more little reach right down in that spot. But then if it does that, if it were to do that, we have a nice big fat potential. The next upside, potentially up in here. So we'll see what happens. See what cooks on. PepsiCo, ANET. Wow. Big fat retrace right there. Resistance hanging out right here at 105. Target 143. Next up. Coke. Looking for KO? Coke? Coca-Cola Company? Talk about a chart completely different than Pepsi. Goes dormant for a while, but then goes on a rip again. It's been bouncing and extending. That last bounce right there, we came up shy of the extension, so we still have upside potential. 75, 76, 81. Not a big move though. We're not talking giant upside here. Then probably retrace and do it again, and then retrace and do it again. Some of them slow, some of them fast. And just in case you were talking about COKE, Coca-Cola Consolidated, this looks like we're going to come back down to the roadmap line right there. Bit different chart. Tesla, I covered this several times today, different shows. So here's the deal. We have this big picture high, this low, came up to a resistance zone. There exists the potential. We do this, and we do this. That potential exists on this chart right now. Be down to 100. Now, that all said, maybe that was a structural bottom, and right now we are working on a potential. We have this retrace right here, and we might retrace that and dip down in the 270 area right here. Very well could. But as long as we're maintaining a higher low, could be potential. That was the low. And we take this next move higher. Right up in here. Possibly here, possibly here. If we can complete this though, I'd like to see down to 270 because that opens the door for this. That low in place, that high right there, this low. That unlocks this potential run. Next move run, 630, retrace, and then final move up here somewhere around 800 at this point. Depends on what that next retrace looks like. Like that potential. I'm long Tesla. Yeah. Retrace back down in here. And then the final move. That right around 800. Potential to extend it 900 to 1,000, but that would be the potential bullish case off of this. Move up, retrace, move up, retrace, move up. That's Tesla right there. MOH. Whew. Yeah. How low can she go? First move, second move. Depends on what we consider the first move. 1, 2, 3, retrace. And 200 wouldn't be out of the question. First move down. It definitely looks. And this looks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 200. MTN is on my bullish list. Potentially bottomed out, breaking through. Went really deep, potentially breaking through. We need to see it actually break through some lines here. Get some bullish potential going. But that move up, this deep retrace, next move up could set this thing up for a massive rally right up in this area. Cake. Cheesecake Factory. As far as food goes, food's like a story of have and have nots. Cake actually looks like we're performing Upside targets 75, 85 right there. ERJ. There's high, here's the low, and we're at targets 62, maybe 70, maybe 88 above that. Low docu. So this has potential two ways. Either we've already bottomed out and we made a move up, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Retrace. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now. Leaning for the move higher. That was a 618 retrace. We held, pushing into the roadmap line. Yeah, move up, retrace, potential to move up again. That could break it out higher here. Beautiful. But first move down, second move down, could push it down into the 59 area. So if we break down below the prior low here, could be in for bigger correction. I'm a little bit biased for this, but have this in mind that it might come down here. That's docu for you. CSGP. Oh, man. That's literally gone nowhere for 5 years. I have no real prediction on that doing anything. More consolidation, maybe needs to flush down to 60 to clean that up. Oracle reaching on up to higher targets. Golly. Next one up, 275, 301 above that. Eventually, we're going to run out of airspeed and come back to normal. I wouldn't want to be riding it when you do. Just be careful out there. SBGR is not a ticker. And CNK. Cinemark. That's a nice three-wave retrace right there. Dun, 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 dun. That move down, that retrace. ABC correction. Absolutely beautiful correction. ABC. That move up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the roadmap line. And 5 would push it up a little bit more. So we may be in for a little bit of chop here. So this next move might find resistance just shy of breaking out. We get that double dip, triple dip back to the roadmap line. Or we can actually push it up even higher. So this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete. Wave 2 retrace. Might take place in 3 waves. And then the next extension. That next extension might actually be bigger if this thing can perform. Might see it up into that 47 area. But that could be a few years, like 2 or 3 years from now. Potential. Until nothing clear. ALB resistance. Watch for. We've done this before many times in the past. Watch for the turn down. If we can break through, come back test from the top, that would be a sign we're going higher. Otherwise, be careful. This could still erode lower. Right there. SoFi. 22. NNE. Watch for the retrace back to the roadmap line. KMI. Struggling to get through this resistance. If we get through 32.75, if we don't, Could be a first move down, retrace, second move down, potential. That support. Potentially all the way down here. 22. Okay, there's the market back open again. 6 o'clock. Meta. Be careful. Potentially topping out here. First move down. Second move down. Unclear though. Why don't you think it's going to bounce higher? There's no sub moves in here. It's just a very clean, fast drop. Very clean, fast pop. That indicates that it may be part of a bigger correction. It takes a little bit to finish up here before we can go higher again. That's what it looks like on Meta for me. Right there. NUE. Nucor. Man, be careful. This has been sideways like a lot. A lot. Now, 1, 2, 3. That can lead to a lower low. We need that continuation aspect. We need that. Like we stopped at a perfect ABC proportion for getting continuation lower. If we can extend it on up to 150, maybe even higher, maybe to the 618, possibly retrace, hold the roadmap line, break back through. That'd be a positive sign that we're going higher. Otherwise, not so sure at the moment. Here's the high, here's the low, there's the 618. Right in there. $225 potential, but we're going to have to do some sort of pullback and continuation. Not clear. That's very overlapping. We may pop up and hit our head on this resistance one more time. Right there. Sizzle has been sizzling. There's no upside target that I can give you because it's just being ridiculous. Just keeps climbing. Yeah, we're sitting at the 1618, maybe 357, maybe 534, maybe 1700, maybe. Maybe we get a big retrace. There's not much I can point to here. Sorry. It's just a trend. There's no pullback. So RTX targets 153 and support down at the roadmap line 129. Irene. Resistance 18 and 21. Merck. I think I already talked about Merck. Yeah. Resistance at the roadmap line there. 87, 88. And support at the lows. And if we break it, watch out for a lower low. Down around 60. Dun, 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 dun. CIFR. Cipher Mining. Resistance 750. Support down at $2. XOVR. Nope, I skipped SMR. And BA. XOVR. Yeah, this is difficult to chart, but pullback. Potential go up to 20, 21 right there. BA. Watch for the retrace. Probably going to come back down to... I would be happy with a retrace back down in the 160 area. Here's the low. Here's the high. 150, 160. We could do that. Sets up this beautiful potential run higher. My upside right now sitting around 330, but 600 bigger up picture upside, 500-600 still in the cards, but we're gonna have to do a lot of price action support to get that high. SMR potential to come back to the roadmap line. Etsy. Potential measure bounce. So near-term resistance here, 618. Got to get through that. Make the move up here. Needs to retrace and get continuation. We break down. Could go lower low, down around 38. Has a 1-2 potential though, and 100 could be the upside. Nice upside. And error. It's just kind of been retracing deeply, grinding slightly higher, retracing deeply, grinding slightly higher. What do you expect next? Retrace deeply, grind slightly higher. So watch out for the next retrace. Dun, 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 dun. MU. Resistance here, target up here. So be careful. I fully expect, I am long MU, expecting it to go up to 180 area. SIGA, thought I already did that one. Descending, crazy highs. This next one, resistance around $9. Low price stuff, be careful, calm. There's the high, there's the low, here's the resistance. 122 potential, and first move down, second move down potential. Like that. And bud. This has just been shopping. So I had this big measured bounce potential. That's what happens when they fail right here. We did this big rally up. We did this big correction. I got excited. Did this and chopped. And did this and chopped. And did this. And we failed to break out. We've just been stuck. Haven't been able to recover. Haven't been able to break out. So at this point, significant resistance in this area. It's the highest we've been since the marketing disaster. If we could possibly break through, the upside is limited at this point. Don't expect big moves. Had giant potential back here. It's promptly messed that up, and I only expect maybe a nominal higher high in the 80s. Then I'll probably do another big deep retrace. It could all of a sudden get up and go, but and none of this matters since that was the lowest low. It's trying to work through it, but it's not doing a bullish pattern. Yeah, bummer. That's one I was in pretty heavy and promptly gave up on after a little while. Lulu, probably going on down. Downside targets down here around 150. DG. Resistance at 130. EL. Resistance at 130. Huts is a dumpster fire. Reverse split. Don't trade it. Resistance right here. Potential 37 on the upside. And LCID. Going on down in a blaze of glory. And JFY. Another hot choppy mess right there. High, low, potentially up to 86, 83. JPM. At the target, watch for the retrace. WFC at the target, watch for the retrace. NTR. Still a downtrend. 3 waves up. Continuation would be lower. 1, 2, 3. Proportional ABC up. Down is the trend. PGR to the upside. PGR. Looks like on the weekly we might need to retrace back down. Hood. Be careful. Potentially topping out. 109. Further upside. Netflix. Talked about these targets earlier today. Potential 1400, 1600 on the upside. UBT. Potential to come back down to the roadmap line at 5. DPZ. Potential to take this down to, oh gosh, what was the target? I can't remember. I was short, but then I gave up on my short at the roadmap line when we bounced like 3 times. Has a big potential short. That move down, that retrace. 230. First move down, retrace. Next move down, retrace. Next move down. 230 on DPZ. And dun, 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 dun. Crisp. Watch the resistance and bounce down right there. SPHR. Hey, thanks, Saint. Sphere Entertainment. That's a lot of choppy sideways action there. Not really a trend, just a lot of chop. I mean, not breaking out, not trending. You're like, but. See, the move up. The problem. The move up here and the move down here. This move up and this move down overlapped. And then more overlap. More overlap. That sets up for more corrective type action and the potential to make a lower low before we can clear it up and actually trend. That's what that says to me. The only trending move I see on here was that move down. All of this is probably a correction, and we might get further move down. All right. That was weird. SYM. Potential for 76. Support at the roadmap line, 26. Not a lot of history. Be careful. Already did BA Main Street Capital. Retrace to the roadmap line on the weekly charts. Potential to go up to 66. Coin. Already did coin. If you missed it, you can rewind. And that's the end of the list. So already did coin. Already did BA. They're in there. All right, everybody. I'll be back in the morning. Same bat time, same bat channel. 9:15 tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Looking for market movers as I do in the morning show. This right here was the only request show I do. If you missed it, I'm sorry. Be back again next week. I might add some more YouTube stuff. We'll see. Got a YouTube offered me some potential incentive to do more shows. So we'll see what happens.